Hello everyone, here's my review for Puss in Boots. There's a lot of talk about how Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is way better than it has any right to be, but so is this movie. I don't think I ever actually saw any of this movie. My brother definitely watched it at some point because we have it on DVD, but I don't know that I ever actually watched it. I feel like I don't hear much fanfare for the original Puss in Boots these days, but I was pleasantly surprised with how good this movie was. Like, you would think a spin-off of an already declining franchise that had already run out of steam by the time this movie was coming out would not be, that would be a recipe for disaster. But Puss in Boots is actually good. The voice acting is great. Obviously, Antonio Banderas returned for Puss in Boots, and they cast Selma Hayek as the other main role, Kitty Softpaws, and she's great as well. And obviously, this is the best the original style of animation for Shrek had ever looked. I think this film definitely has better cinematography and lighting and more interesting color palette than the Shrek movies. The main thing about Puss in Boots, though, that is different from the Shrek films is that I think it's less in parody territory and more in like swashbuckling action adventure territory that is still very funny. Don't get me wrong. This movie has a lot of great jokes that really do land, but it's less so going after the Disney films, which I think is fine because this is a spin-off and that warrants a change up, especially after 4 movies of parodying the Disney films. But I can't say I don't miss that aspect of the Shrek films in this movie. This film's story is fairly basic, but it's definitely nothing bad. Like, yeah, the crux of the plot is a pretty obvious liar reveal, but none of it is actively bad or hurting the movie. It's just kind of basic. Puss in Boots is a strong character here. He gets an actual arc, unlike the Shrek movies where he's really just a side character. And his chemistry with Kitty Softpaws, they really bounce off each other well. Humpty Dumpty is a pretty decent character. He's in his design, he's a little bit in Uncanny Valley territory, but that's part of the point. And he has a decent arc as well. This movie has a lot of great action set pieces, though. Like I said earlier, this is definitely more in action adventure territory than comedy territory like the Shrek movies are. Like, obviously, the Shrek movies still have action in them, but this film is more action heavy than those are. But it's super entertaining. The set pieces are great. Another good thing about Puss in Boots is that it retains the adult humor of Shrek, even if it's not sort of going after the Disney films or anything for that matter. It has that same style of comedy, and I really appreciate that carried over. Because they probably could have made this appeal more to kids, which would have been fine, but I think that's part of what made the Shrek movies so special, so to see that carried over was nice. Overall, Puss in Boots is a really fun time. I think the position it's in its franchise would make a lot of people hesitant to watch it, myself included, but I think you'll be surprised with how entertaining it is. It's action-packed, it's fast-paced, it's funny, it's kind of everything you would want, even if the plot is a little basic at times. So with that, I'm going to give Puss in Boots an 8 out of 10. Definitely recommend giving it a chance if you have never seen it. But thank you for watching. Keep an eye out for the Puss in Boots: The Last Wish review. Spoiler alert, it's the best movie in this franchise. But that's it for this one, and I'll talk to you all in the next one.